Hello, and welcome to the section 7. And in this section, we'll be discussing the application to real projects. So we've done a great job on the previous sections, from sections 1 through to 6, and we've been looking at quite a lot of things, especially enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets. We have been looking at the environment in which projects operate, all right, the environment that we carry out our project. So in this section, we're going to be bridging the gap between theory and practice. All right, when we talk about EEFs and OPAs, how do we apply them to real life projects? Okay, so that's what this section is going to be about. So I want you to sit back as we take the ride. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at EEFs, enterprise environmental factors. Okay. All right, so identify external factors relevant to your project's industry, market, and regulatory environment. So that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to identify those factors within your external environment that are actually relevant to your projects, the industry, the market, and regulatory environment. So we're going to assess how these factors can impact project planning, execution, and risk management. And then we're going to develop strategies to adapt to EEFs and mitigate potential challenges. Right? So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so let's look at how we utilize organizational process assets, just like we've seen for enterprise environmental factors. You're going to be exploring your organization's knowledge repository and historical project data, and you apply the best practices and lessons learned from past projects to inform decision making. And you're going to leverage standardized processes and templates to streamline project management activities. All right, so how do we balance EEFs and OPAs? Very quickly now, it is important to recognize that EEFs and OPAs work in harmony to support project success, and that's very important. Now, tailor project management approaches based on both external context and internal resources. All right, so it is important for you to understand that EEFs and OPAs, they work in harmony for a project success. And then, with that understanding, you're going to tailor your project management approaches, all right, based on both external context and internal resources. So what are the key takeaways from here? Firstly, apply your understanding of EEFs and OPAs to real projects for effective project management. And then you're going to strive for a balance between adapting to external factors and leveraging internal assets. So congratulations, you've learned how to translate your knowledge of enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets into practical applications for real projects. In our next section, we'll test your knowledge with a quiz to reinforce these concepts. So keep up the excellent work on your project management journey as we move forward. Okay, so it's quiz time. Now let's put your knowledge to the test with a quick quiz on enterprise environmental factors and organizational process assets. So what you need to do now is jump on the platform, all right, just after this section 7. you're going to see the quiz, right, on the platform. So go ahead and take the quiz to test your knowledge. All right, and then afterwards you can now move into the next module and the next week. All right, so let's do a quick recap of week 2 and module 2. We explored the interaction between EEFs and OPAs in project management. We also learned how real-world case studies and examples demonstrate their applications. Now, we discussed how to apply EEFs and OPAs to real projects for effective management. So coming up next in week 3, we'll focus on the role of the project manager. Yeah, the project manager, that is you. What is your role in successful execution of a project? So you delve into the sphere of influence of a project manager, the competencies required, and how to perform integration at various levels. So get ready to uncover the core skills that make a successful project manager. Okay, so that's it for this module. I hope you've learned a lot regarding the environment in which projects operate. Now you know a whole lot about your project environment and how the factors internal and external to your organization can actually influence your project. So now, armed with that, you move into the next module where you will now learn how to be a project manager, the role that you play in executing projects. So I'll see you in the next module. Bye for now.